Okay, so an app that recently came out on the iPad that's gotten a lot of hype is something called Trapit, Trapit. And this is, I took a first look at it, and it's supposed to be, another one of these sort of like ways to look at a lot of content on the internet. It says here, Trapit makes surfing the internet on the iPad easy, beautiful, and uniquely personal. Connect with long-standing passions and explore subjects. And basically, it says you can capture fresh content from an entire web. You can define subjects. And it's sort of like Flipboard. I mean, I think it's trying to be a Flipboard competitor. And you can share stuff with Twitter, Facebook. So it's trying to do a lot of that. It's trying to enter that space where it becomes your way to consume internet content. So we see a lot of sort of apps trying to do this for video, for news feeds, and Trapit, Trapit for the iPad is the latest. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I have it here on my iPad, and we launch it. When you launch it, you can log in either with Facebook, Twitter, or an email address. I'm going to log in with my Twitter. Got 2 Twitter accounts. Let's see, I'm going to do it with my Max Future account. And when you get into it, it's a little slow logging in here, logging in with Twitter. There you go. So it immediately populates it. It's similar in some ways to Flipboard, but the way you move around is different. You basically have your traps, and I created one for Apple, and then within that you can sort of horizontally, it's like a channel, so I created like a set of channels, they call them My Traps. So I created one based on Apple. There's it's a little confusing. So there's a little button, Teach Me, and you launch that, and it says, it gives you sort of an overview of, all the content relating to Apple that it's capturing. I'm going to go back. Now you can give it thumbs up, from 0 to 5, and I guess that makes it smarter. If I press this exclamation button, I'm not sure what that does. Now then you go to Trapit. It brings up the home, the menu, and I'm going to press home. I find it a little confusing. There is something known as featured traps. So it is a little bit like Flipboard. There are featured channels in Flipboard. And so here the featured traps are news, entertainment, lifestyle, health, science, sports, business, technology. Let's click technology. It's a little slow. The user face I find not to be as, as nice as Flipboard. I kind of find like Flipboard better. This interface is mainly these channels, which you are like, let's say, horizontally across Facebook, and you scroll with your finger, or Google, and then if you click, the channels are listed horizontally below. You can get your other channels. I don't know. I just don't find the user interface to be that responsive or that quick as it is with Flipboard. Here's SOPA channel, and there's also a reading list. And again, I'm in a pretty fast internet connection, and I find it kind of slow to update the content. It's not really blazing fast. In fact, nothing's happening on the reading list. I press the button. Let's go back. Back to, I find it it's clearly not as quick and responsive, and maybe that's on the server side. So, I don't know. I'm not thrilled with it. I think it's trying to make a run at Facebook. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I'm in a story. If I want to share, let's see here's a story on Tesla. I can tweet it, I can send it to Facebook, or I can email it, or I can tap link to copy. If I guess that's added to my reading list. I see. Before, reading list is not something that they give you. It's rather you add stuff to your reading list if you want to read it later. So it's in a way I guess I don't think Flipboard has that feature. So this is sort of like a Instapaper-like feature where you can save your traps to read later. Here's one. U.S. Senator thinks the DOJ should drop the ebook price fixing lawsuit. So I'm going to click the read later button. But I don't think you can read when you're not connected to the internet. Let's try a little experiment. Let me disconnect and see what happens. Okay, so when I disconnected from the internet, I could get the little summaries of the stories, but obviously I couldn't get the whole content. So it's not really like Instapaper, which just sucks everything and saves it offline for you to use. So I don't know. Overall, I mean, I think it's nice that they want to compete with Flipboard, but I think they have to make the responsiveness of the app much faster and much quicker. I am on a pretty quick internet right now, and I find the UI not to be as elegant as Flipboard. So, I mean, the idea is it's supposed to get faster and smarter as you rate stories, and you pick stories and you add channels and all of that. But I don't know. I just unless it's really working well and quick and responsive on my iPad, I'm not going to be thrilled to use it. So overall, it's free, so you might want to check it out, but I don't give it a glowing review overall.